I'm Congresswoman Louise Slaughter. I represent Monroe County, New York, the city of Rochester. And I certainly thank No More Names Coalition for organizing this vigil. Since the tragedy in Newtown, we have lost 3,300 of our fellow Americans to senseless gun violence. And new names added every day, and 2 of them were firefighters in my district. At 5:30 morning on Christmas Eve, the fire alarm rang and the firemen responded. The man who had set the fire began to shoot at the firemen as they arrived. They were responding to the call that the man was a convicted felon. He had no right to a gun. In fact, a young woman in her early 20s purchased the guns for him. 2 men were killed, 2 of the firemen, Mike Ciporini, father of 3, Thomas Kaczewski, Tomas, 19 years old, Tomas, who took that day as an extra day of work for him so that people with children could stay home for Christmas Eve. Mike Ciporini said to his wife that he would be home early that day to help wrap the Christmas presents. 2 weeks ago, I had a chance to sit down and spend some time with the families, and Mike Ciporini's wife, no bigger than a whisper, I don't think she's probably had a solid meal since he died, told me about wrapping the presents, and that his own presents that they had wrapped for him still lay unwrapped. Tomas was 19, as I said, full of life, wonderful boy, everybody's kid brother at the firehouse. And simply by taking somebody else's shift, you could see what an extraordinary young man he was. By New York law, Tomas was not even old enough to have a beer with his 2 brothers, but he was old enough to die as a first responder. How awful it was. It was an absolute shame for what happened to them. My heart is absolutely broken. There were 2 other men that were just as brave, that happily lived. Joseph Hofstetter and Ted Scardino. Ted took the time to come down here to testify before the gun task force. They're doing everything that they can. I cannot imagine their heartbreak, along with the rest of us, of what happened in the United States Senate yesterday. It was a shame. It was a dreadful day for democracy, that they could not even muster the courage to vote for background checks. I'm so ashamed of what happened here. But we're not going to finish. We cannot stop as long as 30,000 of our Americans die by gun violence every year. The path now is made clear to everybody in the United States. Oftentimes in the past, when we worked on gun control bills, we were sort of talking with ourselves, but now this is a conversation for everyone. So in memory of my 2 firemen, and great thanks to the 2 who were wounded. I'm happy to be part of this today because we're calling attention to the unnecessary and awful loss that we've all suffered. Thank you.